Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 146.
It's February 24th, 2003, and I totally feel like I'm on the news. Like we're just batting this back and forth like we've done this before.
We should switch camera angles.
Yeah, I don't have the
Yeah.
time for that kind of editing. Um,
I don't have the cameras for that kind of
this is true. So welcome. I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les.
I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
And yeah, it's in the evening on Sunday, which is our typical recording time. And we've both been a little craft lethargic this week, I think.
I think
Um,
that's a good way of saying it.
it's for me, a lot of it was like, man, I kind of want to spin, but I really don't want to have to go downstairs and get a bobbin, or um, I'd like to quilt, but I don't feel like figuring out what to cut. It's been a lot of, sometimes the tasks seem overwhelming when really they're not. First world problems all the way.
There you
So,
go.
works in progress. What you doing?
I am in the middle of the row, but I'll show you other things. I knit a few rows on the TGV, which you can't tell. But look, it's the same size. Two
I
rows.
can totally tell, Laura.
I'm gonna start. I love when other podcasters who have their act together put little markers. They're like,
Yeah, to say I
"How's
was
that
here
thing?"
last week, yeah.
Except I would totally lie and move the marker further and further down.
Don't give away all your secrets, Laura.
So it's 3 or 4 rows, maybe further. I ended on this when I watched The Biggest Loser this week, and that was about it. So that's that. It's I can't remember the net yarn. Like I had it all figured out. Now I forget. It's like a thistle colorway of a light fingering weight yarn. Sprightly Goods. There we go. Hey Neelix. And it's knit on size 7s, and I'm using my signature size 7s. So, and I have this much left to go.
You're almost there.
I weighed it and I was like, maybe I'm halfway there. And it was like 98 grams. And I was like, awesome. I used like 10 grams. I also didn't weigh it before I started, so really I have no idea what halfway is, but we're just gonna roll with it. It's the border on it is like a ruffle. So if the ruffle's a little bit short, it will be a-okay.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I'm working on, or not working on. The second thing I'm not working on is um my hand spun socks. So these hang out in my bag. Sorry, I thought I had a drop stitch. Ooh, okay. I'll have to fix that. I have a stitch at the bottom where I caught one of the plies. Let's see if I can, but not all the plies. Can you see it?
I see a space that looks weird, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to go. It's so I caught one ply and not the other two plies, so I'll just take a needle and the end's on that side. So
Yeah.
when I weave in the end, I'll just grab that stitch and make sure that it's there. Um, so I didn't knit on this, I don't think at all. It's my take to work project, and it didn't get worked on because I worked at work this week. So I know, novel, and that's hanging out in my tangerine designs bag with foxes. Because foxes are awesome. The only thing that can make it better is if the foxes were wearing socks.
Socks and socks.
Yep. Dr. Seuss Day is coming up, so that makes it fun. And then
I
the
keep,
last,
sorry.
Neelix is like eating your face
Yeah.
for hand. The last thing that I'm working on is the little coffee bean cardigan. And like I said, I'm kind of in the middle of a row. I just divided for the sleeves. It's a top-down raglan.
Aww,
It's
how
a free pattern
sweet.
on Ravelry. The pattern itself uses stripes, but I'm trying to use up some stash that I had like one ball of Encore and another ball, like a half skein of Vanna's Choice in the green that I used for the girls' stockings a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I have that on my case now. Awesome. Um, and it looks like that. And it's a free pattern.
Oh,
It's super cute. And so I'm just making it, the ribbing is going to, and the edging is going to be that green, and the whole body is going to be the blue. So I have a baby thing that I need to get it done with. So I'm going to try to finish it up today. And because it's only like 3 inches from the underarm down. So I feel like I could probably get 3 inches knit on worsted weight size 8s.
who are you knitting it for?
Teacher at school.
Oh.
So
Hmm.
that's it. And I have this much of the encore left. And
Oh, cool.
around half of that of the green left. So I think it'll turn out pretty well. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to get some vintage, like 1995 encore out of the stash. Makes me very excited. So, and that little bit of Vanna's choice too.
You've been doing some major stash diving lately for scraps and odds and ends and stuff, it seems like.
Um, yeah, I don't know about that. I've been trying to use up my scrap bin was out of control. So I tried to take it to I tried to take a big bit of it. I taught a class on fiber and just the content of your yarn and how that changes your finished product. And I tried to give that to some of my students in the class who are all adults. I feel like I have to differentiate between knitting students and students.
Yeah.
I tried to give it away to them to swatch with. It all came back. So, hang out. Huge Longenberger basket. It's like bigger than my torso. It's like a tote bag size, and it's all filled with just worsted weight scraps. So I'm trying to burn through a little bit. And these weren't in that scrap basket because they were bigger skeins, like metal
Right.
skeins. It's just like the little, like things like this that I used for the ties. That's what's. Uh
Bottom, there's a box
huh.
with,
Uh
thank you. In the bottom, there's a box,
huh.
and it's very fancy. It's got a brick in it because it has to hold, it has to be
The weight.
like heavy enough to keep it in place while I'm turning it. But it's keep little scraps in there to tie off my skeins with.
That's smart too.
But then like Amy of Knitting in Circles, she puts her scraps in like something for the birds, like this cage thing where the birds use it to make nests, I
Uh huh.
think. So
Interesting. I'll be
that's
interested to see. That's a good topic in the group. What different people do with their scraps, because some people just like throw them out at the end.
yeah.
So it's interesting to me what y'all use your scraps for. And some people create log cabins or just do
Yeah.
other things like that 10 stitch blanket. So I'm just curious as to what people do. What are
That's
you
a good
knitting on?
discussion. Um, I've got I think the same number of things on the needles as I did last week. I'm thinking I did. Um, so the first thing that I have on the needles are my Friday studio socks, and I'm almost at the end of the row, so I'm trying to like kill time for those last three stitches.
Just trying to
Um,
help you kill time.
so the first one last week, I had finished it except for the afterthought heel, and I did the afterthought heel, and it's not perfect because it's got a little bit more orange on this side than this side, but
It kind of looks like a
whatever.
heart when you hold it like that. Yeah, a little bit. An upside.
So I haven't even tried them on. I don't know if they're going to fit. If they don't fit me, they'll fit Laura. So, um,
And if they don't fit me, they'll fit Becky.
yeah, that's true. So I had this whole system. So the first one was done, and then I cast on the second one, and this was my brainless knitting this week. I didn't get a ton of time, but yesterday I caught up on some podcasts and other things, and I knit on this for a little while. So, and this is on my size 1 signature fixed circulars, and this is what's left of the ball. I don't anticipate running out. I think I'll be fine. And this is Friday Studios in the Leslie Special colorway.
Cool.
So that's the first thing that I'm working on. And Neelix is right here, and every time I move my hands, he licks them just to make sure they're okay. Just to, you moved, so I need to verify. The second thing that I worked on was the Mabel socks, although worked on is a very loose term, because really I didn't. I got a little bit, and this was probably the work that I did. No, I knit on these for about 30 minutes at work during a meeting, a conference call. So again, this is
I
out
love
of the Numa
those.
Doppio. I do too. I wish they fit me. But this is out of the Numa Doppio in the Haya size 2.25 millimeter. And this is the first one that's finished. And this is the second one. And I really am enjoying knitting the yarn. It is an MCN, merino cashmere nylon, so it is a little bit splitty. But it's got a really nice hand to it. So I do wish that they would fit me. But I do have more Doppio, so.
And Eat Sleep Knit sells Doppio in Numa Numa now, so that's very cool as well.
That is cool. And, and my Ho Aloha. I finished Clue 2, and I've stopped there, waiting for Clue 3 with the rest of the folks knitting it. Neelix, please go somewhere else. Please. So I'm knitting this out of Madeline Tosh Sport in the William Morris colorway. I'm alternating skeins, although I'm kind of doing it the lazy way, because I'm alternating skeins until I've got like 10% of the skein left, and then I do 2 rows of new, 2 rows of old, 2 rows of new, 2 rows of old until I run out, and then I just keep going with the new. Mainly because this is a pretty variegated color anyway. Well, not pretty variegated, it's somewhat variegated. So you really wouldn't notice. At least I don't think so. Although I did totally screw part of this up, and it was totally my fault because reading is fundamental.
I've heard that.
And Mel has these increases worked into the sides in the rib, the broken rib. And so they should be on the right and left side. For some reason, I put them on the right side as well as beside the flap that goes on the front. And that makes no sense, and I have no idea why I did that, or why it took me 9 inches to realize that, because, hello, I have knit sweaters before. But I'm just going to roll with it. I'm going to do some makeup increases on the left side, and it's only a difference of 8 stitches at this point, so I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And if it's not, and I try it on and it's awful, I'll rip it out. But I don't really want to, so I'm going to lie to myself and just say it's fine.
Have you tried it on since you added that section? Like the ribbon section?
Because it's on waist yarn, you don't get a true, like, how it's going to fit you. Plus, I don't have the edging on the bottom. So we'll see. Neelix, where's your bone? Go find your bone. Go somewhere else that isn't here. And that is in my bag from Amy Beth, Fat Squirrel.
Cool. She opened her shop this week. It's a big cartel shop.
At Squirrel Fibers.
Very cool.
And I might have already placed an order. So
I looked at, she had like red and blue in the base that I wanted, but I have lots of red and blue, so I'm going to wait till she expands her colors.
I have lots of red and blue, but not in sweater quantities. So I got a sweater quantity of red.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have 4 sweater quantities of red.
Wow.
So I'm good. And 3 of blue.
Heart is the only sweater quantity of red. The William Morris that I'm doing, the Ho Aloha, is kind of a reddy gray, so I'm not counting that because whatever, it's my world and I make the rules.
Yeah. But, I have Vintage, Cascade 220, Cascade Quattro, and 2 lots of Foamiza, all in red. 1 DK, 1 lace.
So you like red?
I do. It's one of 3 colors I like. So
red, purple,
Blue or green.
Blue, green, yeah.
Yeah.
Jewels. Um, so that's what I'm working on. I have some spinning I'll show you later, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But you have an FO, right?
I do. It's such a cheater FO, but it counts. So to go along with the sweater, I made a hat. It is the Magic Coffee baby hat, and it uses the
No.
same Encore and Vanish choice inside 7
Why is that
needles.
a cheater FO? That's an FO.
Well, because it takes like 50 yards of a worsted weight, and I
So,
didn't do the jogless jog
ooh.
because she won't care. I'm just gonna keep that side to the back.
Okay.
Um, you don't have to do a jogless jog. It's fine. And like the first time this is the second time I've knit this hat, and the first time I did like a jogless jog and I moved the placement and it was better. I struggle with finding a jogless jog that is a true jogless
I,
jog.
I agree with that. I do. I mean, I have seen a bunch of them and I've tried them, and I don't know if it's just the fact that I knit so tightly and my tension is crazy. I don't know, but I agree with you. It is hard to really get a true jogless jog. For me, it is.
So this is a 1 year old size, and actually, the sweater I'm knitting is not a 1 year old size. It is like a size for now, which is kind of silly when you think about it, but whatever. Um, it is sized at, I don't know, 3 months, which the baby is now December, January, February, 3 months. So it should fit him now. And he's tiny. He's not, he was early. So,
Yeah.
um, this is the same teacher that I made the little baby, the Rhinebeck in her shower actually was.
Oh, okay.
So, super late baby gift, but it'll fit him now, and the hat will be for next year, so that'll be okay, I think. I'm totally making this up in my head that this will be okay.
Whatever. It's a hat.
Yep, it'll be fun. So I finished a baby hat. She's coming back to work this week, which is why I
Oh,
have
okay.
it done. It's like my own baby shower in my head.
You have a lot going on in your head.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's given. But that's all I finished was the Magic Coffee baby hat, which I really like. It's very cute
It is
and
cute.
very quick. I think it took me like an hour because 50 yards
Do you
of
have
a
some?
on size sevens goes pretty fast.
Do you have some spinning?
I do. I have no idea. Oh, there's Old Appliances. So I finished the Old Appliances by Highland Handmaids. And I got 150 yards of a worsted 2-ply, and it's Polworth, so it should poof a
It
little
looks
bit
nice and
more. So
fluffy.
yeah, it'll be like a chunky weight. And I think it's gonna become a hat for Wheezy because orange
I
is
think the
his favorite
colors
color.
will meld real well together once you get it knit up.
We'll see. I liked it in the raid, and it's fine now. It's just not the colors. I'm not an orange person, but the dye job was fabulous, and Heather does a great job always with her dyeing. So there's that. But those are definitely Wheezy's colors, and I knew that going in. So I don't feel like they muddied it all or anything.
No.
I think they stayed pretty true. So 150 yards of what'll be a chunky weight, and it'll oh, there's a big twig. How did I miss that when I was spinning it? Anyway, it'll be good for Wheezy. It'll be a nice little hat for him. And then I spun 2 bobbins, and I had been spinning this for a while, of Southern Cross Fiber, the Alpaca Falkland. I was trying to get it done for the spin along, which I didn't even bother posting in because I only had a couple braids spun, and there were people who spun gorgeous, fabulous things. If you have a chance, go look at that thread. It's really, really pretty. So I felt like I couldn't compete with that because I spun like 80 yards. So
Was it like people competing for the most, or was it?
no, well, it's so it was a solid spin along, and so the grand prize was David's Fiber Club for 2 months, and he got to pick that. And then there were a bunch of other like randomly drawn prizes, like a patch
Mhm.
quilt, but it was both spinning and knitting, and I definitely didn't get to the knitting at all. And the only spinning I did was the rhubarb and the two others. So I just didn't feel. I mean, there were people who spun like 3 sweaters worth. So I didn't. Mine was like
That's a lot.
piddly. There were people who knit full sweaters, like multiple full sweaters during it. I mean,
How long was this?
It's been going on since like October.
Oh, okay.
So, and I had started it back in December, but I couldn't get my act together as per usual.
Life happens.
So, that is, oh, and I started spinning some bulky out of a bat from Brenda.
Wooden spinner.
Yep. So I started spinning that um during some downtime where I was just chilling the other night, and it looks like that it's super bulky. I'm gonna make that cute little owl's hat that Lynn made for her niece for Hazel.
Yeah.
It's like Chapol. It's CH something. It's very cute.
It's got like applique eyes on it.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get that done and knit a hat. I'm trying to get some quick knits accomplished to try to get my mojo rolling back. And
Mm.
some people in the Plurk thread really helped with that because they were telling me that's where I got the idea to do a baby hat, and it's kind of come back a little bit, so I'll be good. But that's it for spinning. You have spinning
Okay.
though. You have lots
I
of spinning.
do. Well, no, I don't
Hey,
have lots, but I have some.
you have
Um,
lots.
I yesterday I had texted a group that I have a bunch of people that I have a group text, and I sent them a text asking should I nap or should I spin, and nobody voted nap, which really made me sad because I really wanted to nap. So they all voted spin. So I went down here to this is a 4x4 IKEA shelf. I don't know what it's called, but it's
Expedite.
Expedite. There you go.
Mhm.
And it's all fiber, and it's not all my fiber. So I picked through. I just wanted something fast, something I could split in half, spin kind of, so to speak. It was not a club from her site ages ago. Dude, you're gonna
She
go
only
through
does
all
like
my
the
stuff.
color number combinations, right?
Yeah, she does numbers, and they're not necessarily repeatable. So if you like something, you just have to get it. Which, I'm not a fan of that. I like to be able to buy it again, or at least be able to say, oh, it was the Tarte colorway. Can you dye me some of that? But everybody has their own business model, so whatever. And this is 4 ounces of Polworth, and I split it in half and just spun it with no specific intent, just to spin,
Pretty.
just to
I like
see
how
what would
rubber
happen.
pulled.
Yeah, it was very variegated, and I just took it off the skein winder when Laura and I started Skyping, and it's pretty well balanced. It's about a half twist,
Come
which
out.
according to JC is good. So I'm now going to impersonate Joanna from Knit Spring Farms, impersonating Diane from Knittables. I'm going to show you my fiber over and over.
How many yards did you get?
I got 160 yards. Right now, it's probably a bulky, worsted to a bulky, but I haven't washed it yet, so it'll probably end up being an Aran bulky or Aran weight once I get it washed. But I'm pleased with it. I just wanted to spin because it had been a while. And
Cool.
while I really need to finish the other 2 ounces of my fiber optic, because I've only done half of it, it felt like an obligation that particular day, and that's not negative at all on fiber optic, but it was like, I don't want to do that right now. So I didn't. And I think it turned out nice. I don't know what I'll do with it. It'll go on the shelf, but
I think it
got
turned out
that.
very nice.
And I've got a dog staring at me. And then I decided I wanted to try to I want to copy Laura, because everybody should copy Laura, because she spun that 3-ply fingering, or 3-ply sock.
Mm-hmm.
So I came down and picked some Into the World Aurora Borealis, which Laura guessed based purely on a strip of it. She looked at it and she's like, oh, that's Aurora Borealis.
Well, I'll tell you why, because I spun it for Steven for Christmas, and he's been texting me all week to find a pattern for it.
Oh, okay. Well, this
it's not like superhuman mental strength. I just spun it, and he wanted me to find a pattern for him.
Neelix, you are laying all over my stuff. Anyway, this is
You're not
what
awesome,
it looks like
Felix.
in the braid. And so I split, it's between 4 and 4.3 ounces. I didn't weigh it. I just laid the fiber out and split it 3 ways evenly. Neelix, get down. Okay, I guess not. I'm looking for my bobbin, y'all. Hang on a second. It's under my dog somewhere.
He's hatching it like an egg. Maybe little fiber bits will come out.
So I spun a third of it.
Ooh, pretty. That's very fine.
I did intentionally spin it thin because I do want it to be at the heaviest of sport weight when it's plied. So I spun this morning, and I had a really good time doing it, so I'll probably spin another bit of it later on this evening after we finish recording.
Oh.
But this Superwash BFL from Into the World spins like butter.
I know. It's nice.
It's so nice to spin.
She has nice fiber.
So I will definitely be getting some more BFL next time I see her at an event. Yeah, that's it. That's all the spinning that I've done this week. The dog has left me in disarray here.
Well, we have a book review. It's Tiny by Jolie Capaccio? I'm totally butchering that, and I apologize. It is a Cooperative Press book, and it was sent to us by Cooperative Press to review. And the front cover looks like that. And I really I always like Cooperative Press's books. I like the layout that they do. They do a great job with that. I like that they always do a photo index.
I agree with that.
And I just really like a lot of the patterns in this book. And it's meant for kids socks. So if you're looking, and that's something that I've struggled with in the past, finding kid socks.
Finding quality kids patterns for socks, yes.
So what I love is she's got an introduction with a chart, which is very cool. But she also talks in the introduction about, like, do you really expect me to hand wash all these socks? And she says that she and her toddler wash their socks together. And it's like he loves it. It's just something that they do together. And it's the funnest activity ever. And his socks get clean. So I really, really like that. And
I like that on every pattern, it's got multiple gauges, so you don't necessarily have to fight to get gauge. So if the pattern, the first one as an example, for the basic sock recipes, she gives you options for 6 stitches to the inch, 7, 8, or 9, which I think is super duper helpful. Because you're not always going to want to fiddle with getting perfect gauge for a kid's sock. At least
and
I
multiple sizes, too. So each one of those has 2, 4, 6 sizes in there as well. So she's got a top-down version that's a basic sock and a toe-up. I love these feet. That's probably my favorite picture of the book.
Chunky baby feet.
Yep.
I like
a toe-up version. This
is Crooked Styles. I like how happy that little boy is in the picture. Yes, I can be sold based on a picture. But I like how happy he looks there. And it's a nice, simple pattern. It's not too fancy for a kid, I don't think.
And I like the Banbury cross as well. And most of these socks, like we did say, the gauge does change, but the suggested yarns are mostly fingering. There are some sport weight ones in here as well. The Full of
I
Rye
like
is
this
also
one.
cute.
The Cinder
Oh,
slippers.
I love those.
They're color work, so they're double thick. They're very easy color work, but they are color work, so they're double thick, and they're basically like oversized socks. Um, and they go from size 1 year up to 11.
So lots of sizing options. Here's Full of Rye. Lots of different patterns, cables, lace, color work, and the attention to detail is nice. Like the ones that you just showed, she also says that Hazelnuts does sell quarter size skeins. So that would be an option as well.
I know Miss Babs does as well. She sells mini skeins. I also liked these here, Contrary Cockle Shells. I thought that would be a really pretty pattern for a preteen girl, anywhere from 9 up, because it's a little bit flirty, but not too much, and it looks like a relatively easy pattern. Let's see.
And I like Geppetto a lot, which are the worsted baby leg warmers. I might do a pair of those to go with the
This is
hat.
so cute. Look at the little boy with a baseball on his butt. He's
But
so cute.
they're just so practical too. Maybe not in Malabrigo worsted. You wash those once and they're done. But out of a superwash, very, very cute. So great book. Lots of
This
cool
is
things.
the author.
Yep.
And Jolie Capetti, jolie'skitchen.com. She tech edits for Knit Now and Cooperative Press, as well as some freelance designers. So
That's very cool. And like always, Cooperative Press uses a bunch of different indie yarns, including Fiber Spates, Hazelnuts, Lullabear, Lorna's Laces, Malrigo, Spud and Chloe, and Yarn Love.
And I like that they don't just stick with big box, that they kind of venture out. So this retails for $16.
$16.95.
And you can put it on your wish list on Ravelry. You can purchase it for a friend who maybe has young kids or knits for children a lot. I happen to know a person who knits for children a lot. I might send this to her. But anyhow, we wanted to say thank you to Cooperative Press. We are always happy to review the books that they send us, because I think they're doing a good thing, getting books out there that may not otherwise be published.
They are awesome.
So favorite things.
Favorite things. I got my Loopy You Giftables club. I joined the Loopy You Giftables, and the pattern was emailed to me, but I wanted to show you all the yarns. So if you haven't already seen this and you don't want to be spoiled if you're in the club, then...
And also, the club is full, so
yes,
you can't join it. I think for the next round, she's going to have more spots, but
she's
this
doing
particular
a fall club.
round...
Yep.
Okay.
This is only 3 months, so it's February, March, April. And then she's going to do a fall one as well. So it is Shalimar Yarns Breathless, which is totally new to me, and it's purple. So you all know I love it. And the pattern that came with it that was emailed, which I love because then I can just put it on my iPad, is a big oversized cowl designed by Sherry. So very, very cool. I'm really in love with this. I might do, it's got blue and purple, the best of all worlds. I might do that pattern, or I might do a small chalette, because I actually wear those more than cowls. And the Breathless really, really feels nice, and it's a superwash merino cashmere silk blend, so it'll have some nice drape to it as well.
I know I've read Sherry just rave about that particular yarn, so you'll have to tell me what you think of it.
A lot too. Yeah, I think it's going to be on the short stack. The short bin to get used up. And then I had another club shipment come as well. This one is Barking Dog Yarns. It's her Achilles and Veronica. And this is going to become some monkeys because it just screams monkeys to me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
Red,
very close. The colors are close to what the original monkey pattern was
yeah.
knit in.
And they remind me of my Oliver socks a little bit. Like the Oliver
Yeah.
didn't have the yellow, but years ago I knit some monkeys out of red and yellow variegated colorway from Perfect Day Yarns called Oliver. And just the feel of this is so nice. It's a merino nylon blend, 400 yards. That just reminds me of the socks. And they're some of my favorite socks I've ever knit. So I think this is going to become some monkeys. And that's from Barking Dog Yarns. Her club is full, but she does do a lot of colorways and stuff on her site. So always cool. That's it for clubs for me.
I have a club.
You got Into the World, and I got Into the World too, but I didn't bring it up here.
I got Into the World and Tempted. I forgot to put that on the show notes. But if you're in either one of those clubs and you don't want to be spoiled, see you in a couple minutes. This is, I do not get the luxe shipment of Into the World. I just get the regular one. And this is superwash. Do what?
I do too. I'm just in regular, not luxe.
God, don't interrupt me, Laura. But this is Take It to the Bridge. And I watched Melia Bella's podcast, and she said it was based on Monet. I never look in the spoiler threads or the inspiration threads because I don't want to be spoiled. But anyway, this looks really pretty. I don't know what I'll do with it yet, but it's very pretty. And this is again between 4 and 4.3 ounces. That's what she always puts on there. It can vary. And I also got my Tempted Club, Tempted Fiber Club. And let me pull this out. I haven't actually pulled it out yet. This is a new base to me. So this is 50% alpaca, 30% merino, and 20% silk.
Ooh.
So
that sounds lovely.
It's got alpaca, so I expect that it's going to shed a little bit. But it's called Sex and Candy. So it's almost like a bubblegum pink mixed with a blue and a purple. So I don't know what I'll do with it yet. I want to see how it spins. It's got a really nice hand, but I want to see how it spins. So this is from Tempted Fiber Club. Oh, and it comes with a goodie every time, and I love this goodie. I might have badgered her into a sneak peek of this. She worked with Casey of Tangerine Designs.
Oh, cool.
To make a little bag that hangs on your spinning wheel, and
to keep your oil and stuff in.
Yeah, your oil, orifice hook, whatever little
neat.
bits and bobs, but you can hang it on your wheel, and it can keep track of stuff. And Casey is so clever because this is a pinup club. She used bra straps for
cute
the straps. It's all about attention to detail. I think it's really, but it also allows you to,
change
take it on and off.
Yeah.
So,
I hope she offers something similar in her shop. That would be super cool for those of us not in the club.
Also, she did a little piece of art. So she got this pinup girl with the tangerine, and on the back, it's got the wraps per inch for the common weight. So it says a fingering weight would be between 19 and 22 wraps per inch. A lace weight would be this and this. And I think this is super duper handy. I want to put a hole through it and then clip it onto my the bar on my matchless.
Cool.
Just as a reminder that if I want to get a fingering weight, then my plied yarn needs to be this wrap per inch. So I think that was clever. And I love this little bag. This is so cute.
It is very cute. Now I want one.
I will have to pass that message along to Casey.
Or Stacy.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not in the club, but that's cool. I'm in the sock yarn club. I couldn't do both.
Yeah, I did both this time. I think next time I will probably just do the fiber just because I'm getting to the point where my yarn stash is ridiculous. And it's publicly ridiculous because my stash is on Ravelry. So. Well, most of it is. I also got Fiber Nymph does an unclog. And
Uh-huh.
Laura submitted a picture for the inspiration for, was it November or October? I think it was
November, I
November.
think. Mhm.
And her picture got the most votes, so it won. And you pre-ordered, if you wanted a skein of the yarn based on the picture, then you pre-ordered. So I pre-ordered,
She had fiber too.
and I got the Warmth of Friends in her Desire
Hey.
base, which is 75% superwash Falkland, 25% um, 75% superwash Falkland British Merino, and 25% nylon, 460 yards. But I think that every color of the rainbow is in the
She told me about so like the blue is Tammy's bag from that picture, and
I
also our stars are the leaves.
yeah.
It's
So
very pretty.
it is cool. I will probably knit a hitchhiker or something I can wear this year at Rhinebeck. Um,
That'll be fun.
and maybe get another picture of us in the front like we did last year, but we'll have a bigger group this year. Our group gets bigger, and I love that. So
It's always
um,
fun.
I have some enabling, but I've been talking a lot. Is there anything you want to talk about?
No, the only thing that I have to talk about is the Tri Club that we're giving away. So we can
Oh,
save that till the end. And then we
okay.
have to draw for the bag for Tangerine Designs as well.
That I totally left upstairs again, but I have the duplicate right here.
Well, that'll
Okay,
work out fine.
so I was watching. I had gotten a couple weeks behind on Amy Beth of the Fat Squirrel, and when I finally caught up, she showed this fiber that she got from this online store called Nunoko.
And it's in Great Britain, correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
And so it's basically like gradient tack, and I had to have it. I was very grabby hands about it. So this is Rock Pool,
Pretty.
and it's 100 grams total. Each one of these is 10 grams, and it's 21 micron merino. And I thought, my question at this point is I want to spin them as a gradient, but I need something to ply them against, maybe a single silk thread or something. I don't know. I need to figure out what to spin as the
Why
second
can't you
ply.
Navajo plow them?
I don't want to
Oh, okay.
because then I lose so much yardage.
Why don't you use like a natural like for a gray? I like gray with those colors,
Yeah. I have
like a
some
lace weight.
gray silk lace weight that I used for a
The
friend's
shawl.
wedding shawl.
Yeah.
I could do that because I've still got like 2,000 yards of it. Anyhow, I got that, and I got another colorway called Stormy Seas, which is the light's kind of killing the
Pretty.
colors. But I'm really I like the idea of all these, and surely that's got to be pretty easy for the dyer. They dye a big batch, and then they, separate it
They might
out.
not even dye them. They might have them like certain companies sell pre-dyed fiber.
Yeah, like Ashland Bay, and
Yeah.
but
So they could
also
just
they
divvy them up. Card them and divvy
included
them.
a little personal note saying thank you for ordering, and they
Cute.
included some samples, which I thought were really cool. And these are like their other colorways. So this is Essence of Rhubarb. Woo! That's
Mm.
okay. That's
I
more.
like how when Amy Beth showed those, I thought they were super cute.
Are you saying she did a better job than me?
No.
That's what it sounded like.
Well, take it as you will.
So this is Robin Hood, and this
Take a
is
Robin Hood.
Marrakesh. Sorry.
Pretty.
I think these look like more work than the big ones, like winding the little bitty ones and stuffing them in here. But
Yeah.
it'd be cool to spindle spin just these little bits and then ply them with
Yeah,
something.
definitely. Very cute.
So that's all for my enabling. And yeah, that's it for
Let's
me.
pull for the Tangerine Designs bag first, and then we'll talk about the big news for the giveaway this week.
Okay. So
And our
you guys are killing my budget because you're linking adorable fabrics, and that's killing me.
I love like you have no idea how hard it was not to reply in that thread. Like it was crazy hard.
Okay, you tell me it's between numbers 2 and what?
214.
Okay. 214. So I have not hit generate yet between 2 and 214. Number 145, which will be on page 6.
It won't let me. I think it has to get to 10 before it'll give you the pull down option.
Oh.
So 145?
Yes, number 145.
Oh, it's sheep. Dutch girl, 63, who has the ram with the big horns, is her.
Yeah.
And she picked the fabric that was like the ram with the big horns. I love it.
Way to branch out, Dutch girl.
Oh, and it's got a sheepdog in the middle. Oh, how cute.
Show me.
Adorable. So, Dutch Girl 63, if you will contact Leslie.
Private message me on
Her.
Ravelry.
She will get your address and send that out to you.
In her head, Laura's like, eventually.
No, that's not true at all. It says the person who told the person who won this past week that I would totally send it out on Tuesday, and yeah, it's going on Monday though, because I have an after-school meeting on Monday, but Tuesday I can't do anything. I have a meeting till 9 o'clock at night. So anyway.
Why do you have a job that interferes with things?
Yeah. Yeah. I really, actually, one of my favorites, I'm just going to show you my favorite. There's like a series of fabric that's Disney princesses with Doctor Who references.
Huh.
That's Belle. And there's
Yeah.
an Alice in Wonderland one too, and I think they're adorable. I don't know if Carrie found it. I don't know if she found it on Spoonflower or what, but I think that is adorable. There were so many adorable fabrics. All right, so the cool, awesome, wonderful thing that we have to give out is Tri-Dye, which is Gail's art, and
Fiber Charmer,
Eve,
and Knitty and Color Sarah.
They do a club, and they're doing a club again. It's very, very cool, and we're going to give away one of the spots to their club. So the theme for this club is ocean. I'm pulling it up just to make sure I'm saying the correct thing. It's sea creatures. So April's going to be Knitty and Color, May's going to be Fiber Charmer, and June's going to be Gail's art, and it's all sea creatures. So you can do either fiber or yarn, and the slots are open until March 31st, which is the day after my birthday. The month of my birthday is approaching, y'all.
It is. I've already asked Laura about what gifts she wants. I'm already on top of it.
You don't have to get me anything, really. After organizing my stash yesterday, no one needs to get me anything. And the slots are available for purchase in Gail's Etsy shop.
And so there's only 40
p.m. Do what?
There's only 40 spots.
Yep. Well, we're giving away the 40th spot.
So there's only 39 spots.
Yep. So if we're giving away one of these spots, and it's going to be given away in our group. I'm going to start the thread. And the question, I love this question because Gail came up with this question. Gail came up with the question, what theme for a future club, what would be your ideal theme for a future club, which I think is very, very cool.
I do too, because a lot of the anxiety that I have with clubs is, and it's supposed to be part of the fun, is that you never know what you're going to get. Like, you basically are handing someone your money and saying, surprise me, you know.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of having a little bit of control over the theme, or at least, you know, having the ability to suggest a theme, I think is a cool idea. So I think Gail did a good job picking that. So that's 1 entry per person. You must be a member of the group. It doesn't matter where you live. You don't have to be a U.S. resident exclusively. And we will draw for that next time.
Yep.
Next episode.
And then do you want to see what we have for the week after that? I love this. I have to show you. Are you ready?
You haven't even shown me, and you're going to show everybody?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that so pretty? It's Kirby Warby.
Oh.
I'm going to have to shop, but this has been sitting on my desk waiting for...
Is that roller skating rink something?
Skating rink 1987. Isn't that awesome?
Who's been freaking stalking
her?
She posts in our Pick Yourself group a lot, so I've seen that color. I like it.
It's got silver sparkles in it.
I can see them very clearly.
So it's the Sparkle 450-yard base. 450 yards. It's awesome. Anyway, so and she's got that. Look at how awesome her
The
tags are. Anyway,
QR
so this will
code,
be
yeah.
next week. So very, very cool. Because if it doesn't leave my house, I'm going to start knitting with it. Then y'all get nothing.
Nothing for you.
All for all the stripy goodness for me.
It's like you're selfish or something.
Month of birthday.
Yeah.
Weezy's my father, and he was like, "Man, your month of your birthday is fast
You have
approaching."
trained them well.
So it's just ridiculousness. But there's other awesome people born in my month of birth too, like Dr. Seuss.
It's so nice that he's willing to share that month with you.
It is. Well, he's at the beginning of the month. I'm towards the end.
Look, I put in my afterthought thing. I'm glad I was paying attention because I totally would have asked this.
I totally picked up a project to work on that I didn't even talk about. I was waiting to see if you noticed, and you totally didn't.
I didn't. I see that you're knitting on double points, though.
Yeah.
Huh.
The Vesper socks that have been on my needles since Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah.
They've been sitting beside my computer, and like I'll do like a row. That's why I haven't shown them. I'll do like a row when I'm sitting here checking email, or so they've gotten literally like 4 rows done since y'all have seen
You're
them.
on that evil gusset. Nobody likes the gusset.
I like gussets, okay. They're fine. I like gussets better than heel flaps. Heel flaps are the epitome of boring.
Yeah, I agree with that. Heel flaps are worse than gussets. But anyway, so we blathered on.
Per usual.
If you've stuck with us this long, then you just know. But thank y'all for hanging out with us again for another week.
Oh.
We're coming up on 150 episodes.
We are. Wow.
That's a lot.
We're coming up on 3 years
We
too.
are. We'll have to do something fun for our 3 year, which is
April.
Is it? Okay, I wasn't sure if it was March or April.
It's April.
And Diane just got celebrated 2 years this past week.
I know.
Oh.
She didn't do video for the whole time. She started as an audio. Do you remember that?
I never listened. I don't do audio very much.
I listened to Diane before I watched Diane.
I remember her emailing or texting back and forth with her son, helping her transform it to video. But because I'm tech support for all the people.
Which is so much work. She did both for a long period of time.
Oh, also because somebody's going to ask, I am wearing, I don't even remember the pattern. Do you remember the pattern that I used to knit this?
You made it up using Jared Flood's class.
You're right. That's why I don't remember it. So basically, it's Elizabeth Zimmerman method, bottom up, sleeves, everyth's joined at the yoke, and then
yoke cardigan. Yeah.
So, and this is out of shepherd's wool, and then just a bunch of random crap here. So, and it's been in the back of Michael's truck since we moved from Mississippi in August.
Oh.
And I just found it today, and I'm like, hell yeah, sweater.
That's the sweater that you did the sleeve surgery on.
I did. It was this one. I cut the sleeve and then took out about 1.5 inches and grafted it together. So, because I'm crazy. Anyway.
I'm crazy awesome.
So that's it for this
I would have just rolled up my sleeves.
Well, I was with Wendy Johnson, so I was feeling a little crazy, you know. So. We'll see you guys on the 3rd of March.
We will.
And because that's the day before my son's 10th birthday, so I happen to know.
Yeah, yet another awesome person who shares my birthday month with me.
Totally did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, we will see you guys again in a week. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.